Hello back everyone. This is gonna be my second inspiration, but before I will jump into the card, I just wanted to quickly go through the paper one more time to give you a chance to have a look on these designs. Everything you see here, I hand drawn the flower design and the leaf, so I hope you will enjoy it. I hope you will enjoy this various combination of the papers. Some of them they are very delicate pastel tone, and the other one are a little bit more vintage look. They do have a little bit mixture with the brown color tones, so for that you will be able to create all sorts of the different very elegant, very sophisticated look, but also more vintagey, more mixed media vibe, even for some like a masculine type of the card. There's so many different possibilities to do with the papers. Because my first card with the explosion box was actually very bright pastel white color tone, for this one I've decided to mix my paper with the craft color cardstock, just so I will be able to show you that there's so many different things you can do with these papers, and whether you decide to keep them very elegant look, or if you decide to go with the vintage vibe, these papers will be working perfectly. So what I'm having here, I use this little inside portion of the pocket die, each pocket, because you have two different sizes. One is designated for the slimline card and the other one is DL size whiteness. They both have couple of the inside portion extra elements to dress your pockets, and one of them for each pocket has this beautiful extra finish on the edges, which will be looking perfectly, especially if you cut it from the gold or silver color cardstock. That will be just beautifully embossed design. Here I just use it on the craft color, and what I'm gonna do, I want to create this wavy shape color panel, and for that I just needed two of them. Before I will adhere my elements, I have to create myself this focal point, and I'm gonna be using the same circular die which I did on my explosion box, but this time I've also cut it from the craft color cardstock instead of the white, and I'm gonna be having the white frame for a change. And once I will have my elements all together, I will be able to then decide what the length I need for my panels to be, so they will be sticking out nicely from underneath the circle. And once I had them put on my card just like that, I've decided I have too much of this brown color tone, and I've decided to bring a little bit more bright pastel color. And for that I'm reaching for one of the design paper from the 8x8 paper, and I'm using this smaller die from this pocket range and also the circle to cut couple extra elements. And I've decided to have this design paper in my circle, because this way I will already have a little extra interest added to my focal point, and this pink color pocket, like this inside portion, the smaller nesting die will just fill up a little bit of this craft color cardstock, and this way it will be just a little bit brighter. The card, it's not gonna be as dark, but this is entirely up to you. All the dies are coming like separately, so you can mix and match and create those multi-layered effect. And here I am adding a dash of the glue to the frame so I could glue it in on top of this brown color cardstock, and this way you will see this lovely lacy design coming out even more visible because we have this dark paper underneath. And now I've decided I need some sentiment, and of course I am reaching for the stamp set, but rather to have the mixture of the big and small dies, I've decided that for this card, I'm gonna be using the happy birthday as sentiments, which are both in the small font with this lovely frame around, which I really wanted. This is something I really like, and especially if you're a little bit mixed media creator like I am, this is something I love adding to the journal pages. So I knew that if I will have my own sentiments, I want to have a set which will have this lovely framing, which is something I knew I will enjoy, and I hope you will enjoy as well. So I once I have all my elements ready, I am proceeding to put my card all together. I am starting from adhering the front panel to my card, and for that, my forever favorite technique to combine the double-sided tape with the drop of the liquid glue. And once I have my card positioned like perfectly, you can see here, because I didn't reveal all my strips, I can still wiggle a little bit, and once I have it placed in a perfect place, then I am gently pressing down and revealing that extra strips, so everything is on here 100% straight and even every single time. Now I am adding this little design piece of the paper into the circle which I've cut before, and then I will add it on top of my frame. But firstly, I need to glue all these back pieces together, and that's why I wanted to cut the circle in the first place, so I knew how much I need to leave the space, so it will be just nicely positioned all together. I've secured them from the back with the help of the masking tape, and then I use a liquid glue to join these two together. And once it's ready, then I am adding some extra dimension, and for simple cards I like that. It's always a good to play a little bit with dimension. Use some double-sided foam tape, which will help you to raise your elements teeny tiny bit. The card is still flat, it will still go nicely through the post, but you have that extra interest in the form of dimension. So I'm adding the foam tape to all of the elements, to this back piece, to the circle, to this circular frame, and this little inside portion with the sentiment. And of course, with the double-sided tape is always a good idea to add a drop of the liquid glue on top, because first and foremost, you will have this little extra wiggle space, so you could like make sure you adjust it in the right space. And then secondly, if the foam tape would ever dry, the liquid glue will just stick it together forever. Now I'm finishing off using the same flowers which are coming from the A4 size set, but this time I'm going with the pinkish color tone flowers, and you have lots of different flowers in the collection. Some of them are blue, some of them are pink, some of them are white color tone. So whatever you will need, whether it's a baby card or other occasion cards, you will have lots of different flowers to choose from. I am making sure I am adhering the flowers where do I want them, and as a final touch, because I don't want to add any extra bulkiness, I've decided to go with my favorite string to put it inside the on the side of the flower composition, and that will be the final touch, which will add some extra interest but still keep my card flat, so it will go nicely through the post. So I hope you enjoy this card inspiration as well, and this also presents you the collection from different sides, so it's not as elegant, but it's more like a vintagey. It's still nice. I'm still using the same flowers and the same dies, but putting it on the craft color paper, it's changed the game totally. So this is something I like to do, to experiment with different color papers, the bases, to give me a different result. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you on another one.